Monologues time. I'm always self-conscious of talking out loud by myself, what people might think just making a video. So, I'm gonna have some tin whistles showing up pretty soon. I think I'm a pretty good tin whistler. I did the tin whistle before. It's like an Irish flute, okay? You'll like it, I think. I did that before the piano. I was like 26 or something when I started that. It's easy to learn, just 6 holes. So I'm not going to be able to throw knives anymore in the garage. Because the place that I'm staying at, it's like a, well, it's a sober living, So it's like the third phase. All right, for those of you who are not familiar with how the rehab thing works, you'll be informed now. It's pretty cool. It's not really that cool, but the more you know, right? Okay, so you get like a mix of people. Some people, when they go into a treatment, some usually, depending on what you're coming off of, you got to go through the detox. Okay, so some people maybe like came out of jail. Some people were homeless. Some people maybe they had a house, and so you start through the detox process. So they have certain places where people might do that, like a several day thing. Some people might do it in jail, hospital, crisis unit, an actual detox facility. And it depends on like the insurance, the cost, the place, yada yada. Then you would, people who then end up continuing treatment, they would end up like, you go to what's called residential. So that's like your rehab. So you get like a whole variety of people. Some people like, they might actually detox in the rehab, that kind of thing. And then you get people who maybe they're sent through probation, or people who, they knew they needed help, yada yada. Other people, they're homeless, and that's how I was. And I'm like, all right, I gotta do something about this. I definitely had addiction, but years ago, like I said, it was with opiates. That was like 10 years ago. I didn't really receive good treatment. It was bad facilities I went to, but either way, maybe it kind of helped nudge me to eventually stay sober and all that. So I was clean from everything for like 8 years, then got addicted to cannabis, and then trauma happened, and I started taking some opiates again, and then I actually had a weird hankering for alcohol, which was in my family, but I never liked alcohol for some reason, so I did jail for 6 months, and then I ended up, getting out, and I was not in a good place. I didn't have anywhere to go, yada yada. Well, anyway, so then you get to a residential. It's like a 45 day period, sometimes up to like 90. It depends. And then that's where you're like, you got like all this supervision, and it's, you got mandatory groups, 6 hours, all that shit. And then you get a lot of interesting individuals, so there's a lot more instability at that phase, and like a lot of people are more inclined to relapse and whatnot, and get drugs there, or AWOL and all that shit. Then you move on to what's called like intensive outpatient, and that would be like the program where you maybe you live at it's like a supervised thing. It's kind of residentially, but you have housemates and all that, and then it's more like the people who went through the treatment for like 30, they've been sober for at least a month or so. Then you can like get work and stuff, and not every treatment is the same, but now I'm in the phase after that, which means like I moved to, it's a sober living, so you're on your own outside of, you have to follow the house rules. It just means like you do drug testing once a week, you know, that kind of thing. And then, but yeah, other than that, you know, you just have a, you know, like a curfew at like 12 o'clock, you know, that kind of shit. You just have to stay in touch with, you know, the house manager at certain points and that kind of thing. So it's just you and several dudes living together. So that's what I'm at. So I guess there was this, so the other day, I guess, I miss the staff. Okay, so they kind of like, I think they knew what I was with the throwing knives and stuff, the videos, everybody knows my channels and stuff, so the house manager was kind of laughing, like, you know, so I hear you throw knives, yada yada. So he kind of, you know, was like, yeah, I do that too, Lola. So, you know, I'm pretty sure I have some kind of autism. So in my mind, I interpreted that as like green light. And so that's when I made the other video, what's it called? The I Am Piano Comedy Battle. That's the essence of my show, you know, I guess. Yeah, it is. So, you know, then he was laughing, like, so then he said to me, you know, not, it was funny, but he was just like, dude, I didn't say it was okay to do that. So I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. So hence, I won't be able to throw knives anymore. Then there was this, like, counselor lady, she, like, does everything for everybody. Like, she's the coolest, greatest person I've ever met. Like, I've never seen somebody go out of their way, like, helping people this way. And so I was in the car with her, you know, we get, like, drives to the store and that kind of thing. And so she's like, I swear I always think she's from, like, New York, but she's from LA, you know. So she's like, so I was watching your couple of your videos the other day. I'm like, oh yeah. And then she's like, can I ask what the fuck you were doing juggling knives? So I'm like, it's part of the act. And then, you know, she's just like, oh, you know, the problem is you're supposed to be a safe environment. Well, are you sure it's a safe environment? I'm like, yeah, of course it's a safe environment. I mean, I've practiced safety like that. I'm not going to throw knives at something, you know, that kind of shit. But yeah, so no, it was just like, she's like, all right, I'll see make notes of it or something. And, you know, so it's just, I can't do it anymore. I gotta go somewhere. I don't know. Who cares anyway? All right. But anyway, I'm getting tin whistles soon. So that's something to look forward to. Now, I have a toilet. There's a porta potty, right? Now, I have the other Monologues video, and I included that in it. It's called Monologues, Midnight Adventure, right? So there was a porta potty scene. Not that I'm not using the porta potty in front of you. I just say, hey, it's a porta potty, you know, shh. So yes, yeah, we're going to be doing that again. So, you know, it's an attempt to be funny. And it's a rerun, plagiarism from the last video, but that's all I can think of. I don't have anything else to do. I mean, look, you see, like, oh, kissing prank gone wrong, you know, that kind of, like, you know, I don't have any, there's nothing here, dude. I'm on my own, man. All right, anyway, like a Walking Dead character. All right, I hate that shit show anyway. All right, I might get haters or something for that. I'm just trying to be cool in front of the sophisticated people, you know. All right, who cares? All right, there's a Chuck Norris joke, and it's not. I probably shouldn't say it at all. No, I won't say it. It wasn't bad. No, I won't say it. All right, anyway, I will resume this intercourse after these commercial breaks, and we will arrive at the porta potty. fill. Yeah, big old fucking. Can you imagine? I guess it's not that big a deal, but anyway. Some people ask me, do you sing? Good, you can sing. I don't know. You don't like that? Okay. No, I can't sing. Since we're on the fitting, suitable. Alright. So, here we go. The song is relevant. Here I go again on my own. Like a drifter, I was born to be alone. That's all I know of that song. Some Pink Floyd, ready? Hello, hello, hello. Can anybody hear me? Just that'll keep you going for the show. Come on, it's time to go. There is no pain, you are receding. The distant ships walk on the horizon. You're only coming through in waves. Your lips move, but I can't hear what you're saying. So, that's enough of that. Alright. I was thinking about intellectual stuff. Because it was ever since I got into the piano, a part of me feel like kind of neglected like physics a little bit, or I just kind of felt like my brain changed or something. I don't know. So, alright, so you know, all the stars and alright, the solar system, yada yada. Well, more in a tiny pot. So the part, so like I can't remember the numbers of. I mean, I'm good with numbers, memory, and all that. But so like, okay, we're all in the same galaxy here. Now, are those like the sun is 93 million miles away? Okay. Could you imagine? Well, anyway, and then that's is that like a billion miles or light year? Is it going to be like a billion light years? So it'd be 187,000 miles per second light over a year. So you multiply that by that many seconds through. Okay, so you get what I'm saying. And then now I was thinking for this edition, we'll talk about it's like the sort of what Rene Descartes did when he would rationalize, okay, continental rationalism, the Cartesian duality. So the mind and body are separate, and now down the ages, a lot of people would think that, okay, that's just not true. Like Gandhi said, for instance, when you get drunk, your brain gets drunk with your body. All right, so fair enough. Other people would say something like, is being brain dead evidence that there's no soul? Okay, so that's not the point. We're going to excogitate. I'm excogitating. So my brain, I'm thinking the thought processes. We're just drawing it all out. Maybe like, what is that, Socratic dialogue? When you ask questions over and over and then see the person's, to get like a change in the person's reasoning or perception, perspective. Okay, so you can, it's getting cold out too, so it's the enervation here, it's resulting in an inevitable perfunctory performance physically, and that's all right. We'll make it. So Nietzsche, what am I trying to figure out right now? Right? I'm trying to think. Like, there's a problem, not like a human problem, but a philosophical problem. Like, we're trying to get to the supreme answer. So we would like nowadays the go-to is, the recourse is consciousness. You're like, well, what about, mind is all, mind is one. But these are dogma. This is dogma. I mean, it's just asserting knowledge. Not saying it's right or wrong. Okay, we get that. So, Nietzsche was said to have been stuck on some kind of problem with existence. And that was like his dilemma. It was a perpetual state of analytical debacle. It was, he didn't, it was like, you know what I'm saying. So some of us, we experience the Tao, as in we read the Tao Te Ching, or we come across some quote from some Taoist material, and we think like, so clearly the brain is incapable, and this desire to know is, but the Tao is elusive, and that's the truth, but you can't name it, identify it, or it'll slip from you. We could simplify this and just say, hey, the human mind is not equipped for certain problems. You can't solve, say, morality. Okay, well, we can go into all sorts of ramifications of the dichotomization of ethical principles, and overall we lead ourselves in language. Right now, obviously, my brain is expressing something, so we need to communicate. Language is what I'm using right now, okay? And yet, we're surrounded by so it's an Earth, it's a planet, okay, and we have massive layers of energy, solidification, all that shit, and stratified layers of magma, rock, core, okay, I don't know the details of that. I'm not a geologist. Alright, so then you have the biosphere, okay, the life forms around me are countless and all that, and then you have stellar radiation, and also artificial radiation. And so I have a nervous system. Okay, so I'm generally, though, my nervous system is doing millions of process. Could we number it accurately? Surely it's not. It's a finite number. But then again, if you take all of the processes separately, then it becomes like, well, this number could go on. So we would say the grass interacts with the light here, okay, and my brain just kind of moving my hands like that, and stellar radiation in the last 10 seconds has elicited certain movement, physiological responses. And then we say, what about the stellar radiation that caused 10 miles away an effect on me somehow, that kind of complication. So we won't get into that, but we just say, like, wow, obviously that's, would it be infinite? We can't prove that, so we'll be skeptical. Just say it's a number, big number, okay, so we're not worried about that. Again, just thinking, just cogitating. I don't know, I don't know what to say. No, I'm not on drugs. Yes, I'm a little loopy right now. Got like 3 hours of sleep. I had to go to some stupid place, alright, earlier this morning. Legal thing, and then the lawyer wasn't even there, and then the piano and all that for a couple hours, Plus the stress, and I'm looking at all the videos, I'm obsessive compulsive over it, and I'm like, oh god, the views, the likes and dislikes, and then I went to work, 7 hours of shit, and couldn't get a freaking ride, because I ran out of funds on my card, so I couldn't Uber. I thought I had money for Uber. Okay, so I had to walk home. So I got like maybe a mile left. It was 4 miles. And then had a lot of, several energy drinks. So no, I'm not on drugs. Alright, anyway, good night. So I got the wrong turn again or something, and I was all set, like, yay, I'm going to be home. I've walked that freeway before when I was lost. Sometimes I think I died. I'm accursed. I think that I may really have died. Jesus, God, whatever, has kept me alive to torment me, because I blasphemed and stuff and all that. Sometimes probably don't want to say it, it's not something people want to hear. And I was like, I certainly don't want to live if this is what life is going to be. How much more discipline can a person have? I don't experience anything feeling-wise. I have feelings. It's just this is pretty much living for, So I know that a lot of old school people maybe would ask, he goes through, only a week killed himself, I haven't thought like killing himself in a while. But, what is survival to you? This is not what I want to live for at all. I seek a God to help me achieve my dreams, and at the same time, it's been, all the stuff that didn't happen, all the stuff that did happen. And I still treat it like, I'm sorry, God. And I think, in fairness, it's all just like how we perceive it. We choose. It's just a choice of perception, and then we die. And we get what we can take what we can get. The terrain here is unbearable. I haven't had any food or water or Alright, so I can say I'm so angry. I mean, like, at things. The police who assaulted me and got away with it. I mean, unless maybe God really is working on the ultimate form of justice for me. My success, you know. The court, certain institutions. I mean, I would give names, but it's just kind of. I like to think that I made a wrong turn. And I got some interesting footage and got to share a more somber mood with you. I mean, I don't like feeling like that. I was going to say a bunch of horrible things too about just downer stuff, kind of coming around. Like maybe I really just made the wrong turn. So instead, I was not going to walk that fucking freeway again. Fuck you! Alright. Piece of fucking shit! Alright, anyway. Sorry for that. But, you know, hey. When I smashed those 2 drug dealers in Maricopa, I made the video telling about it. The guy attacked me in the circus, dumbass. He thought he was real big. It was like, you're a fucking tiny Tim, even though you're bigger than me. And he learned, and I just thinking, when he thought he made this scary crying, it's like, oh, you think you have mental problems? Oh shit, he lost his fucking soul. Like, he literally turned white, like pale white. It was louder though. And anyway, well, anybody has the right to be angry. It's your friend William Edward. So, we're not going to be angry. We're going to get home. I'm going to enjoy my twilight. I'm going to sleep a long time. Long ass fucking time. I'll wake up at like late tonight. And I'm going to pull a beautiful thing where I just get to study, train, practice on the piano, make videos, write new sheet, you know. Get the band back together, man, you know. Cheech and Chong, anyway, up in smoke. See, look at that. There's an omen. I mean, an auspicious event. Dandelions. So anyway, we'll pretend that I'll never be angry again. I'll just hold it all in. You know, I said my street name was Daffy Duck. And my body is all, oh man, I mean, I'm exhausted. So I'm here, you know, got a little water out of them. They let the bathroom doors open. Bless those people who opted for that. You know how barbaric that is to keep a public park restrooms locked. They do that in Phoenix. It's a very sadistic thing, even though they'll pretend it's about preventing overdose. Alright, forget all that shit. Anyway, little duck, so I had to do something with this shit, man. Here, babies. Come see your daddy. Quack, quack. Yeah. So, the destination, Circle K, about 2 hours after the duck pond thing. So I'm like straight out exhausted, delirious, but I'm just happy to go see what I have left on my food stamps and then plead with the worker to call me a cab. No, it's not. They're usually nice. So yeah, this is how the show ends today. You know? All right, good night.